What's up, everyone? Today I thought I'd go over the movies and TV shows that I've been watching over the course of the last week. And if you're new to this, it's essentially a video where I recap everything I watched over the previous week and briefly talk about them, briefly review them. This video is supposed to be more casual, and you're supposed to get a better idea of who I am and what types of movies and shows I watch, why I watch certain things. And also feel free to share what you watched this week in the comment section below. I'm always really interested to see it, especially if there's something you really liked or disliked. Anyways, let's get into it. Alright, so starting off with Tuesday, I watched War of the Planet of the Apes. It's the last Planet of the Apes movie in this set, and the last one that we've gotten. And just like quickly, this set is really nice. I mentioned it last week when I was talking about Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. But you get all 9 Planet of the Apes movies, with 3 of them being on 4K, the 3 newer ones. So a really good set for a really good price when I bought it. But anyway, War of the Planet of the Apes, it was pretty good. It closed off the trilogy perfectly. It was kind of a war movie with emotion. It was good action, but the CGI was incredible with Caesar and everything, and it was just a very good, fulfilling. It was just very good to close off the trilogy. And I have to think about it a bit more, but this is likely a trilogy where each movie gets better. I might like Rise of the Planet of the Apes more than Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. But War of the Planet of the Apes is certainly my favorite one from that trilogy. Anyways, I'm excited to have watched all 9 of the Planet of the Apes movies. And stay tuned, because I do plan on reviewing those movies in a future video. I just have to kind of refresh myself with some of the older ones, as a lot of them are repetitive, so I kind of need to just like separate them in my mind. Anyways, on Wednesday, I watched Halloween 2. This is the Scream Factory edition. Has a reverse cover slip, so there's the reverse cover slip. That's like the artwork. This is the original cover. This was originally on the inside, but I like this cover more personally. Anyway, the Scream Factory Blu-rays are always really nice. Anyway, so this was my first time seeing Halloween 2. I love the first Halloween. Obviously, it's one of the best horror movies ever made. So I was excited to see what they did with this one. I didn't realize this one was like a direct sequel to the original Halloween movie, where it just takes place really the same night at a hospital. But overall, I was pretty pleased with what this movie was. I liked the route they took with it being directly after. I mean, if you're a fan of like Halloween, I could get why you might not like it, because it's like it really went like a true slasher route. There wasn't much depth to it like there was with the original. There wasn't much suspense. It was really just straight horror, straight slasher, But overall, for the most part, I did enjoy it. It's a pretty solid horror sequel. I'm excited to check out the rest of the Halloween movies, as I've only seen a handful of them before, so I'm just excited to see what they do with them. Michael Myers is my favorite of the horror slasher villains, so I'm definitely excited to check out some of the sequels that I haven't seen yet. Alright, then on Thursday, I watched The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl on Blu-ray. I did upload a review for this on my channel, so if you want kind of more in-depth of this movie, you can check out that. But this movie's just, I grew up watching it. It came out in 2005. That's right when I was growing up, so I was the perfect age for it, and I've just, it's so much fun to watch. It's really cheesy. It's really like over-the-top nonsense, but for me, it's just so entertaining and fun to watch. A lot of the humor for me works, and there's unintentional moments in the movie that aren't really supposed to be funny, but they're so cheesy that they are funny. And overall, with Robert Rodriguez doing his like kid run in the late 90s, early 2000s, I really did enjoy what he did there. I love the Spy Kids movies, the first 3. And then I love this movie. Spy Kids 4 doesn't exist. Anyway, I had a lot of fun watching this one, kind of revisiting it for the first time, and it'd been a couple of years since I had last seen it. And it's really cool to own on Blu-ray. It's a nice Blu-ray, and it's one of those movies that I would like to have in my collection. Alright, then on Saturday, I didn't watch the movie Friday, so then on Saturday I watched A View to a Kill, which is the next James Bond movie. I mentioned a few weeks ago that I'm going through all the James Bond movies slowly. So I believe this is the last Roger Moore James Bond movie. So it was interesting that this was his last one. But this one's also got like Christopher Walken in it, and a few other big names from the 80s in there. So it was certainly an interesting James Bond movie. And for the most part, I did like it more than most of the Roger Moore ones. for me, the Roger Moore ones have been more blockbuster, kind of like schlocky action spy thrillers compared to the Sean Connery ones, which to me were more in-depth and thought out. I can't say it's my favorite of the Roger Moore ones, but it was probably one of my favorites. The plot and story were good, the action was good for the most part. As you expect, the James Bond movies are known for their good action sequences, and I think this movie went along with that trend. And particularly, I thought the ending action scenes were really good on like the Golden Gate Bridge. It was intense. It was just a really good scene overall. It was a pretty good send-off to Roger Moore. If this is his last one, I'm not like super educated on the James Bond movies. Yeah, anyway, that was A View to a Kill. I'm excited to check out the rest of them. I'm really excited to get to the Pierce Brosnan ones. Obviously, those ones are super popular and I've never seen them before, so I'm super excited to check those ones out when I get to them. Next one will be The Living Daylights. Alright, and this Blu-ray set is really nice. It's the generic James Bond Blu-ray set. It's got all, 23 movies in there. It just gets it done. If you want the James Bond movies for a cheaper price, it's what you need. All right, on Sunday I watched Pineapple Express. This is the Seth Rogen and James Franco, like weed comedy, kind of that era from 2008. Directed by David Gordon Green. Obviously, this is one of like the classics of the 2000s, and really like the kind of comedy movies that I really have grown up and started watching. Movies like this in the era, Step Brothers, Superbad, you got Pineapple Express, and all those movies in that era. I enjoy them all. And this one is just like, this is my second time seeing this one. It's good fun. There's a lot of funny moments between Seth Rogen and James Franco and Red in the movie. I don't remember what the actor's name, Danny McBride. It's just a lot of funny moments between them. This is probably James Franco's best performance that I've ever seen. He's just phenomenal in his role. Just one of the best, possibly the best Seth Rogen comedy. It gets a little ridiculous at the end, if you ask me, but I still do enjoy it. It's a really enjoyable comedy. It's hilarious at times. It's no different than, Step Brothers or something. It's just funny from beginning to end. And a lot of the humor just works for me personally. It's not going to be for everyone. A lot of people don't like the like drug humor, but I certainly do. I find it hilarious. That like stoner humor with like James Franco in there. And I just really enjoy this movie. It's probably one of my favorite comedies ever. And the Columbia Blu-rays are always really nice because they have like the inside slip of like pictures. I've noticed that with only the Columbia ones. I'm not sure why. I'm guessing it's because Sony owns them and they really want to sell Blu-rays, so they make them a little nicer. But just, it's pretty cool that they do that. Alright, and that's the movies I watched this week. I only watched 5 this week. So then I'm just going to go over the TV shows I watched real quick. 2 of them I'm doing reviews for, so I'm not going to go super in-depth with them. That would be WandaVision. Episode 6 just came out, and I'm enjoying it for the most part. It's, really intriguing that MCU is doing something different than kind of their normal formula. So I'm excited to see where it goes. Obviously the show is getting more intense. I'm not going to spoil anything, but I'm enjoying the show for the most part. I'm going to have some minor issues with it, but overall, as the season's gone on, the show has just gotten better and better each episode for me. I'm watching Legend of Korra, which is on Netflix. Obviously the sequel to Avatar: Last Airbender. I love Avatar: Last Airbender. Watching Legend of Korra for the first time, I'm not really liking. I'm in season 2. I'm not really liking what I'm getting from it. It's just, I don't know. The writing's bad. The plots are kind of stupid, over the top, and overall, I just don't really like this show so far. Hopefully, season 3 and 4 will get better. But stay tuned because I will be reviewing season 2 of that probably this week. And the other show I started watching because I finished Vikings. Well, I didn't start watching. I'm finishing it now. That'd be Merlin on Netflix. It's kind of like a Arthurian legend TV show where it follows Merlin instead of King Arthur. It's like cheesy. It's kind of like meant for younger audiences. But there's a lot of good fantasy elements in there. I enjoy it. It's kind of just like blockbuster fun. It's not great, but yeah, you have a fun time watching it. And so I'm about to start season 5, so I'm excited to see where the show ends. Obviously, there's only 5 seasons, but if you haven't actually, if you've never seen Merlin before and you're into like fantasy, I would recommend checking it out. It's certainly different than your typical fantasy TV show, but I have a lot of fun with it. It's funny at times. The action's all right at times. The budget's kind of low and it's kind of like underproduced, but I have a fun time watching the show. All right, and that will do it for the movies and TV shows I watched this week. It was certainly a good week for movies. For me, obviously anytime you get to watch movies is a great time. But I watched a lot of great movies this week. And if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's a big help. My channel's small, so it's really appreciated. Anyways, thanks for watching and have a great day.